No problem. So last day I skipped few section in the CSS, which we will do later on because those are not really important, but we will cover those after a few days. Now we'll go move further for some important topics in CSS. So let's start the CSS. Today we'll do the border radius, and we'll do some examples of border radius, and we'll do some other examples also related to CSS. So let's start with the border radius. Let's say I create three divs. Let's say div class box 1. I'll create one div. One second. Second, I'll create another box 2, and then I'll create third div as a box 3. So I have 3 div. I will give some border radius to each of the div, and we'll see how it looks. So I will start the style tag, style. Okay, so for the first I'll give some general CSS to all the div, so that all div should have those CSS. I will start with the div tag, and here I will give some general CSS properties. For example, width of 200 pixel, height of 200 pixel, and margin bottom, so that there should be space between the two div, maybe 20 pixel, and I'll say border of 1 pixel, solid black. So this is something I created 3 divs. So this is first div, second div, and third div. So I have 1, 2, 3 div on the top screen. Now we'll give some different properties to each box so that it should look differently. I will start with box 1. So here I will give the border to all the sides. So to give the border to all the sides, I will say border radius to all sides. I will say border radius of, for example, 20 pixel. As soon as I say 20 pixel, you will see this is something rounded here on all the 4 sides, because I give border radius of 20 pixel. Generally in the CSS3, this is the property in CS3. You won't get this property in the normal CSS. So this is the add-on property in the CS3. Generally this property will be applied to all the browsers, but there are few old browsers which need extra property to be defined in addition to border radius. So if you think your users are using old browser, that is old Safari or old Firefox, then you need to add couple of lines to it. For example, I can say WebKit, and I will say border radius of 20 pixel. And for Mozilla, I will say MOZ dash border radius of 20 pixel. So generally the last line is sufficient to give the border radius. But if you think that your users are using old browser of Safari or old browser of Mozilla Firefox, then you need to add about 2 lines. So in all CSS3, you have the property and the value, and each property has addition of these 2 lines if you feel that your users are using old browser. But for our study, we will skip this, then also it's fine. Right now I'm putting this, but for all other examples, I will not put these 2 lines. But when you go practically making the website, it is good practice to add these two lines also, so that old users can use this property. Otherwise, this is okay for Chrome and the new browsers. So this is the one we gave 20 pixel border radius. So border radius make the side corner as kind of circle shaped. That is the main purpose of the border radius. Now let's build some different thing in the box 2. I will say box 2. Here I will say border radius of, I will start with the 4 different properties. This is called the top left, that is this part. I start with the top left is 0. Then I'll say again 0. That is the first is top left, second is top right. Third will be bottom right, fourth will be bottom left. So 4 properties goes like this: 1, 2, 3 and 4. So first is top left, top right, bottom left. So it goes like this. So this is the top left, top right, bottom right will be, let's say, 10 pixel, and bottom right will be 10 pixel. So you will see both the bottom got the rounded corners and top does not got any rounded corners. So we gave the border radius to the bottom side of this rectangle, or if this square. Let's do some more property on the box 3. Here I will say border radius of, what is the width of this border? What is the width of this rectangle is 200 pixel. So if I say border radius of 200 pixel, then you will see exact circle appearing here. So to make the circle, you can say border radius exactly same as the width of the div tag. So this is the one exercise which we did on the border radius. Let's try to do another exercise. I will save this and I will save as 15.html. Here in the 15.html, I will create 8 boxes. I'll give 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now I will give some properties to each of the 8 boxes. So I will start with box 1. Let's create first all the boxes. This is 4. This is 5. This is 6. This is 7. This is 8. So I created 8 boxes. I will give some general properties first to all the boxes. Let's say width will be 250 pixel, height will be 250 pixel, and I will put background of purple color, and I'll say margin of 30 pixel top and bottom, 50 pixel left and right. I will say display of inline block. If I say display of inline block, it will behave like the float. We already discussed that. Instead of float, we can use inline block. Once I say inline block, all will go on the right side of the previous div. And then I will say border of 10 pixel solid orange. So I created some 8 boxes with purple color and orange box. Now I will give different properties to each box. Let's start with the box 1. I will say border radius of 10 pixel. You will see there is a slight rounded corners on the box 1. Let's give property to the box 2. I will say border radius equal to 100 pixel. If I say 100 pixel, let's run it on the browser. So okay, something is wrong. Okay, the curly bracket is gone, so it's not showing. Okay, now you will see border radius is 100 pixel. Let's go to the box 3 and I'll give different property. Border radius, I will put now exactly the width of the rectangle or width of the square, and I will keep the border radius same as the width of the square, 250 pixel, so it will become circle. Next we'll go to box 4. I will say border radius of, I will say 40 pixel on the left side, top left side, and I'll say 0 pixel on the top right side. Then I'll say 40 pixel on the bottom right side, and I'll say 0 pixel on the bottom left side. So you will see this corner has got a rounded corner and this is called a rounded corner, and these two are same. Now I'll go to the box 5 and I'll give border radius of 250 pixel on the top left, 0 pixel here, 0 pixel here, 0 pixel here. So it becomes kind of a quarter circle. Let's go to the box 6 and I'll give some different one. Border radius equal to 25%. Here I will define percentage. It becomes percentage wise decrease in the border. And then I'll go to the box 7. I will say border radius is equal to 250 pixel. Then I'll say 0 pixel, and then say 250 pixel, and then say 0 pixel. So it has here on this left side is 250 pixel, and on the right side is 250 pixel. Rest these two are 0 pixel. Then I'll say border radius of 250 pixel, 250 pixel, 0 pixel, 0 pixel. And then top will be 250 pixel, and bottom will be 0 pixel and 0 pixel. So let's run this in the browser. So you will see different kind of shapes is created by giving the border radius. Now border radius can have 4 values, or it can have 3 values, or it can have 2 values, or it can have 1 value, as we saw in other padding and margin also. If border radius has 4 value, first value will be top left, second value will be top right, third value will be bottom right, and fourth value will be bottom left. If it has 3 values, then we have top left and first value will be top left and bottom right. Second value will be top right, and third value will be bottom left. If it has two values, then top left and bottom right will be the first value, and top right and bottom left will be second value. If it has only one value, it will be for all sides, all corners. So you have to see if it is 4 value, or it is 3 value, or it is 2 value, or it is 1 value. So either you can define all the 4 values, or you define one value for all the 4 sides, or you can define 2 value or 3 value. So since if I see this is having only the 2 value, top left, bottom right, top right, and bottom left. So we can also use 2 values by deleting this part. So it will be same, because we are using 2 value. This is the left top and right bottom, and this is right top and left bottom. So we can use 2 values. And if you have 3 values like this, you can use 3 values. So depending on what you want, you can define 4 value, 3 value, 2 value, or 1 value. You will also see sometime the value is defined like this: 15 pixel slash 20 pixel. That means this is called the radius for the horizontal line. This is called radius for the vertical line. So if you see the image, let's say first one, box 1, I can say 10 pixel slash 50 pixel. So you will see it has become little, not exactly rounded, because the horizontal one is saying 10 pixel and vertical is saying 50 pixel. Horizontal is 10 pixel, vertical is 50 pixel. First one is the horizontal, second part is vertical. So we can give, let's say, 100 and 200. So you will see this vertical is 200 and horizontal is 100. Since we have 1 value, that means all the 4 corners horizontal value will be 100 pixel, vertical value will be 200 pixel. If I want, I can give 4 different values also here. For example, I can say 20 pixel, 40 pixel, 60 pixel, 80 pixel. That means top left is 20 pixel horizontal, top right is 40 pixel, top bottom right is 60 pixel, and bottom left is 80 pixel. Similarly, I can give 4 values here. For example, 80 pixel is the top right, top left, 60 pixel, top right, 40 pixel, bottom right, and 20 pixel, bottom left. So we have two values here, different value, horizontal, vertical, horizontal, vertical. Is this clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I'll be back in 2 minutes, and then we'll start with the JavaScript. Just hold on for 2 minutes.
Yes.
Okay, I will put both the pages in the chat so you can experiment. This is one, and this is something values, and this is second exercise. This is the first exercise. Okay, so we are done with today's CSS. Let's move to the JavaScript. JavaScript we will do browser only. Okay, so we'll start with the JavaScript. Let's see what we have to start today. So are you done with that PHP exercise? Whatever I did.
Yes.
I made it through the day before's video today.
Okay.
So I'm missing one video.
Okay. So tomorrow is holiday. Try to finish that one,
Okay.
if possible. I don't know if you can finish that one.
I will
Okay.
try.
Let's start with the one second. This is great.
I think I made it through list reminders. Oh, as far as JavaScript, I'm not sure. But the list reminders through the Dreamweaver.
Okay. Okay, 1 second. Let me see my notes. 1 second. Yeah, let's see. Okay. So we will start with now. So on that day, we saw the default value which we send to the function. Okay, so now, let me see.
Are we on cron today?
Pardon? Yeah,
Are we on the cron?
we see. I don't remember what I closed. I'll go back. Let's first do the JavaScript and then we will.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Yeah, then we will go to the. Okay. I think I did not commit it. Let me update it. Yeah. So in ES6, we have a spread operator. We have a spread operator, and we have to see what exactly is the spread operator. So, for example, if I have function, it takes function name is, for example, foo, and it takes 3 parameters called as 1, 2, and 3. It takes 3 parameters. and then I'm doing the console dot log of 2. So I am passing 3 parameter 1, 2, 3, and I'm doing console dot log of 2, and I'll say enter. Now if I call this function by passing 1, comma 2, comma 3, output will be 2 because I am outputting 2. Now let's say if I have an array called as array is equal to, it's an array of 1, comma 2, comma 3, that is 3 values are there in the array, and now I am passing this array to the foo. So I will say foo r. So then if I enter it, you will see undefined is displayed here. Undefined is displayed here because we are passing an array in the first parameter, that is at the position of the 1, but we are doing console.log of the 2. So that means 2 and 3 we are not passing here. So it is it is showing as undefined. But in the ES6, if we want to pass this array as a 3 parameter 1, 2 and 3, then we can convert this array into a spread operator. It is called spread operator, and spread operator works like this. I will say foo, and I will pass array as dot 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 array r, and then foo dot 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 r means take the array and spread it into 3 values, like this, 3 values. So if I do this foo dot 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 array, and if I press enter, that means it will automatically take 1 at the 1 position, 2 at the 2 position, 3 at the 3 position. So array is spread into 3 parts and passed to the foo function. So if I press enter, now you are able to see 2. So whenever we want to pass array as a spread of different values, we always start with dot 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 and we pass array wherever we want to pass this array. Let's take another example. If I have var array equal to, this is a new array, I have 5 values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I created an array with the 5 values. Now I created any other array. I will say A, comma B, comma C, comma D, comma E is equal to array. Okay. Now if I want to do console.log of A, it will be 1. So what I did, I created an array, and then I say var of A, B, C, D, E equal to array. That means 1 will be assigned to A, 2 will be assigned to B, 3 will be assigned to C, 4 will be assigned to D, and 5 will be assigned to E. So this is called as we are matching the values with this variable. So for example, now if I do console.log of B, it will show 2 because of this statement we are attaching A with 1, B with 2, C with 3, D with 4, E with 5. Now we will do same thing with the spread operator. I will start with array. Let's create a new array with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we will do same thing what we did here, but we will use spread operator. Here I will say var A, comma B, comma. Now I did first two as A, comma B, and then third variable I will say dot 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 the rest. Rest means all other, that is 3, 4, and 5 is equal to array. Now tell me one thing. What will be the value of A?
1,
What will be the value of B?
2,
What will be the value of the rest?
Everything else.
Everything else. So it will be
3 and
3,
above.
4, and 5. So if I do console.log of now, the rest, you will see all three are combined as an array and assigned to the rest. So anywhere we have to pass multiple things or we need to assign multiple things, we can use dot 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 spread operator. Let's do little more exercise on the spread operator. Let's say if I have array 1 equal to, it's an array and first value in the array is thing, second value in the array is other thing, and array is closed, and I press enter. Now I create another array, that is array 2 equal to, I will say foo, and then I will pass array 1 and then I will say bar. So tell me now what will be the value of array 2. So array, if I console.log of array 2, what will it appear? Whether it will appear foo, thing, other thing, bar, or other than that, something different. What will be the answer for this?
I would think foo, thing, other thing, bar.
Okay, the real will be the foo, then it is an array. So another array will be created with thing and other thing, and then will be the bar. So if I enter it, you will see foo, and there is an array has thing, other thing, and the bar. So it is not putting thing and other thing in between here, but it is creating an array inside the second value. So second value becomes array, not the string of the two values. So now if I use spread operator, then I can put these two as a different element in this array. So for example, I create a third array 3 is equal to, I will say foo, and I will say spread operator of array 1, and I will say bar. Since I have used spread operator, now if I do console.log of array 3, you will see foo, thing, other thing, bar. So that means this thing is spread out between these two elements. Let's do some more example which will make your you will see little more different types of things we can do in a spread operator. If I have an array var params equal to array of 3 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5, and then if I want to add all 3 4 5, I will create one function. It will take value of x, y, and z. This is same example which we did initially, that is 1 2 and 3, and now sum will be, I will say return x plus y plus z. This is a function. Sorry, function should have name. I did not give the name. Sorry. I will create a function called as sum. And now if I want to add all the three numbers, instead of saying that sum of param 0, params 1, params 2, I can say sum spread operator params, and then it will give the result of 12. So instead of passing each separately, I pass whole in the one line by saying dot 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 params, and it goes as a whole to the function. Let's take one more example. If you see this different example, you will feel what exactly is the spread operator. So spread operator is something we are taking the array and we are spreading it as a different value. So this is the main definition of the spread operator. Let's say I take numbers is equal to 1 comma 2 comma params. I added the params and I'll say console.log of numbers. So it will take all the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's take one more example. I will create a function. Let's say x, function name is x, and it will take value of x. It will, sorry, give some good name to the function. Maybe I can say func1, and I will pass x and I will pass y, and then I will pass spread operator of a. Okay, I am passing spread operator of a, and then here I am saying it, maybe I am saying console.log of x is x, console.log of y is y, and I'll say console.log of rest is a. I will say a. So I am passing a, but here I am doing console.log of a to see what is coming as a. Okay, so this is something I created one function. Now I will pass some values in it. For example, I will say func1, and here first I will pass x as 1, y as 2, and then I'll pass multiple items. For example, hello, world. I will pass boolean true. I'll pass 7 as a numeric, and I will press enter. Once I press enter, x will go as 1, y will go as 2, and dot a means all will be converted into an array. So this is kind of reverse kind of thing. These values are converted into array and rest becomes 4 because we passed 4 values. So it goes dot a and it converts into 4 values. So this way we try to use the spread operator. That means it converts the plain values into an array and show it as an array, or the array is converted into the plain values. So this is the way we use the spread operator. If you do React, the spread operator is used a lot, and it is very simple. Just remember that array is there and we are passing it as a array is there and we are passing it in plain format. That is, we are spreading it in plain format in different values. So as an exercise at home, you try to take this function and instead of passing 4 values, try to pass 2 value, try to pass 3 value, try to pass 10 values and see how it is coming. So this function is very important in exercising about the spread operator. I'm putting this in the chat. Maybe you can practice all, but I will recommend you to practice the last function thoroughly, because this is the function you try to pass 2 value, 3 value, 4 value and see how it goes. Okay, my double quote is going as an ampersand quote, so you just try to check it how it goes. Do you got little idea of how the spread operator works?
Yes.
Yes.
When you do more and more exercise, you will understand more. Right now, just remember that array is spreading into different values, or different values is spreading into the array. So these are the different values. I pass it in the function as a parameter, and then I can take it as an array. This is an array. In the beginning, I started with the array, and I converted array into the different values. So all these values goes into the rest and it becomes an array. So array and spread are closely tied with each other. So if one is going as a plain, and then the result will be the array, or if you go start with the array, the result will be the plain values spreading out. Try to do these exercises again and again. You will get the idea of what exactly spread is doing, and we will do a lot in the React part, and then it will be little more clear how to use it practically, how people use it in practical world. So this is all about the JavaScript today. Let's do our project. So before starting the cron or anything, I want to do some major changes into our project, because I will tell you why I'm doing those major changes in the project. So let me open the notes and then I'll go to project. We have seen, let's go to one of the page, that is list reminder. In the list reminder, I want to list all my reminders, and to list all my reminders, I need the necessity to join the two tables. And this necessity of joining the two tables become, little complicated. We have to go at many places and we have to join the two tables. If instead of joining the two tables, I would have, let's go to the reminder. Okay, instead of joining two tables, if I know the user ID, I would have directly used one table by calling as select star, which I already told you, from lr reminders, where user ID is equal to 1. If I know the user ID, then definitely I can directly use this user ID without even joining with the users table. So it becomes my task very easy. Okay, so I will now put user ID in the session, so that instead of joining the two table, I will only use one table at all the places. So now what I will do, I will go to the, first I will commit my files. Let me see if I committed all the files or not. Okay, I have committed all the files. I'm committing first because tomorrow if I get problem or error, I can revert back to my previous version, and if something error comes, I can go back to my old version and I'm good to go as I was doing yesterday. Now I will go to the login.php. In the login.php, if you see, there is a select statement, and select statement is saying select email password from LR users, where email is something and password is something. So as soon as we do this, as soon as we use this part, then we get only email and password in the result. We don't get user ID. So we need to add the user ID so that I can use it in other pages. Are you getting me what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here I have email and password, because I am selecting only email and password, but I need to select the user ID so that I can use that user ID in other pages. So for example, if I call user underscore ID comma email comma password, so I'm changing the Dreamweaver code for my benefit, because I want to keep this user ID saved in the session, so that in all pages I will be able to use user ID rather than taking the username for email. So I put the user ID here, and now I will create one session variable using this user ID. And what is the code for that? I already did it in my one of the sample. Okay, so I will copy this. I will explain you what I am doing. So here, after login str group, I will put one statement. I will give you on the chat also. What is this statement saying? That create a variable called a user ID, and this is the way to take that user ID, and I'm passing here in this function user ID, so that whatever user ID I get from the select statement, I will be able to see that in the variable user ID. And then I will create one session variable called as user ID equal to $user ID, which I created here. So I did two lines. One is this line and second is this line. And also I changed the select statement from email and password to user ID, email and password. These three changes I did in the login user, and I will now print the user ID to see if it is really coming or not. So what I will do now, I will log into the page and I will see if user ID is coming after I log in. So let me see what user I have. Okay, I have many at mkgalaxy.com. Okay, maybe login failed. Let's check it. What is the password? Okay, I'm in the long page. Let me go to. I was in wrong page. Sorry. So once I enter my username and password, I'm getting one value here, which is correct. I'm getting the user ID. Instead of I pass my name, I can pass, for example, Kate at mkgalaxy.com, and I'm getting 3. So whoever is logging in, I'm getting the user ID of that user. That means the 3 lines of code which I added, one is this select statement, second is this user ID, and third I created the session value of user ID, and this 3 statement is sufficient for me to go further. Now on any page, I know I have this session variable user ID where I have the user ID of the logged in user, and then I can use this session variable to query to the reminder table, that is select star from LR reminder where user ID equal to 1 or user ID equal to 2. So whoever is logged in, I will use this query to get his reminders. I don't need to join the users table with the reminder table. Now I know I have user ID. I can directly use one statement to get all the results. So now what I will do, I will copy this user ID and I will go to the bindings table, and here I will create a session variable and I will put user ID, click OK. Since I have already added it, that's the reason it is giving error. I keep this in the binding panel so that tomorrow I can drag and drop and use it anywhere like this. This is only to use it in the drag and drop value. So I put it in the binding panel so that it's easy for me to drag and drop wherever I needed it. If you don't put here, then also it's fine. But for if you want to drag and drop the values, you can put it here. So this is all in the login part. We do the change and then we will get user ID on all the pages. So now let's try to use the user ID instead of joining the two tables. So first thing, I will go into the new reminder. I will see whether I have joined anything or not. Since if you go to the new reminder page, I created a record set RS user. Do you remember why I created RS user? Why I created record set RS user? Do you remember?
Um,
You want the email of the user.
We have the email in the session.
Oh, where is it?
We have the user email in the session. Why we created record set RS user?
To see which user is logged in?
Yes, we need to pass user ID in the reminder table. This is the user ID. And we don't have user ID in the session. That's the reason we created the record set RS user, which is based on the email. So whatever email we are logged in with the email, whatever email with which we are logged in, based on that email, I will get the user ID. And this user ID I will pass as a hidden field in the form so that I can save this user ID in the reminder table. In the reminder table, I need the user ID. So from where I will get user ID? Session was not having user ID. Session was having email, but we need user ID. So that's the reason we created the record set RS user, so that from the record set RS user, I can get the user ID, and that user ID will be passed as a hidden value here in this form. But now, since we have user ID already in the session, do I need this record set or no?
No.
I don't
No.
think so.
Pardon, Kerry?
I didn't think so either. Okay.
Okay, so we don't need this record set. So just click this one and delete it. Since we got deleted, if I go to the user ID column, we need to call the user ID from the session. So I will click this binding panel, and I have already created some binding with the user ID which I saved in the session. I will click user ID and I will click OK. So instead of that record set, I am now getting the user ID from the session. Will this work? Will I get the user ID when he logged in this value?
Yes.
Yes, because in the login page we said that whoever is logged in, keep his value in the session with user ID name. Now I did not use. Now everything will work fine. Let's test it out. I will go to the login page. I will log in as many. Login is success. Now, if I go to the reminders table, you will see I have three reminders. Let's try to add, and then we'll see if it is added or not. I will go to new reminder. I will preview in the Chrome, and I will create a new reminder. Test1, for example. test@mkgalaxy.com. Test some file link. I don't know which file. Active, submit. So I created one test one. Here you can see that. Now I'm using user ID from the session. Now let's go to the list reminder one. Here what I'm doing, record set RS reminder. Here I'm joining the two tables because I don't have user ID. Now, but since I have user ID, I will not join the two tables. I will directly get, I will go to the simple one. I will say RS reminder, con, LR reminders, and here I will put the, which field I will choose here?
User
This
ID.
is the user ID. And what will be the here?
Session.
Session. And what will be the here? Value?
User ID.
user ID. So this means whoever is logged in, we are taking the record of that user here in this part, and I'll click OK. So everything will remain same, and if I refresh the page, you will see everything is coming fine. Now we are not joining the two tables, we are getting only from the one table. So it's better to always keep the user ID also in the session, which Dreamweaver does not provide, so we have to manipulate it little bit. Now let's see what are the other pages. In the edit record set, I'm not doing anything. Okay, so here I'm not doing anything. In the delete reminder, I am not doing anything. So these two pages were using username, which I don't want it. So I created user ID. Now these two pages are working fine. That is new reminder page and the list reminder page are working fine. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. We also created something in intermediate one. Let's see what we did in intermediate one. In the intermediate one, we wanted to update with the login date. Because we don't have the user ID, so we created this record set, rs edit. What rs edit was doing? It was going to the users table with the email to get the user ID. But since now we don't need we already have the user ID, so we don't need this rs edit one. So let me delete this rs edit. I deleted the rs edit. Now instead of using this as a user ID, what I will use here?
The binding panel drag.
Yeah, binding panel. I will go to the binding panel and I will drag this user ID here. So now I have user ID in the session, so I don't need the record set. I will directly update this login table with the session user ID. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Is this part clear? Okay. We created record set only because we don't have session user ID in the session. So we are done with the changes. Let's commit all the things because once I did some major changes, I need to commit it. Before committing, I will check this login part. So if I go to my users table, what is the date I'm logged in? It's 4351. Let's try to log in again and see if this changes or not. Okay, something is wrong. See, it is giving error. So I need to fix this one. Let's go here in the intermediate one and try to fix it. First thing is saying undefined variable and the line number 82. Since I deleted this rs edit one, you will see the first line of connection is deleted. I don't have connection one, so it is giving the error. So since I deleted rs edit, we need that connection part. This is the connection part in the top line. So I will just copy this top line and put it in the intermediate one. Because I deleted rs edit, it does not have connection and it is complaining that database it is not able to connect to database. Now if I refresh the page, it's working fine and it goes to login success page. Now I will go to the database and I will check if it is 4351 or it's different. It should be different. It should be updated with the new login date. And it is updated with 4682. That means my code is correct. Now I will commit the code. Since it is working fine, I will commit the code, removing or using user ID. I'll commit it and I will push it. Okay, so this part is done. My website is now working with the user ID, so I'm happy. I don't need to use the two table to join it. I can use only the single table, and most of my works are reduced by using the user ID. So this part is done. Now we'll see what to do next. Now we will write the cron. Now we'll write the first cron. There are two crons. Now, can anyone explain me what is the first cron does?
Check the calculate the time period from the user logged in, first logged in, and after 3 months, if the user still haven't logged in again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's
So
checking the
I will
time.
write down again. I will write down again. So my cron 1 it will check who have not logged in since 3 months, and if I find someone who does not logged in for 3 months, cron job will send an email to that email which is mentioned in the database. So I will check who has not logged in for 3 months. Okay, 3 months is 90 days. Assume 3 months is 90 days. I will see who has not logged in for 90 days. And if I get someone who has not logged in for 90 days, I will send email to this guy. Hey man, you did not log in for 3 months. Are you alive? If Carrie did not log in, I will send to this. Hey Carrie, you did not log in for 3 months. So what will be my query to check the 90 days? So for 90 days, to get the 90 days, what I will do, I will in PHP, I want to first know what is the 3 months, what is the seconds before 90 days, because today is this second, but I want to see what is this seconds before 90 days. So I want to minus this with the 90 days. So I will write down the step here so it will be easy for you to understand. So this is a cron. So if I put time, I will get the current. I will give this name. This is called the current time. Don't consider it the hours and minutes. This is called the current time. So just in my language, this is the current time. So if I put in PHP time, this is called the current time. And this is the number of seconds after 1970. Everyone knows. You know that time is the number of seconds after 1970. Now I want to go past 90 days. That is, what was the time before 90 days? So how to do that? This is the time, and I will minus. I want to minus 90 days, seconds, number of seconds in the 90 days. So how to calculate the number of seconds in the 90 days? What is the seconds in 1 minute?
60.
60. Multiply by. What are the minutes in 1 hour?
60.
60. What is the number of hours in 1 day?
24.
24. What are the days in 90 days? That is 90.
90.
So this will be the number of seconds before 90 days. You're getting me?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I take current time and if I minus the 90 days seconds, I will get some time which is 90 days earlier than today. Right?
Yeah.
Now,
Yes.
okay, give me 2 minutes. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so we will get some time which is 90 day earlier if I do time minus this one. So let's do this calculation and see what will happen. I will create some dummy file to see it. I will just create one.php and I will delete this file after some time. This is only our playground to see what is the time 90 days before. I will say echo time minus or time minus number of seconds before 90 days. And I will see what is it coming. So it's coming like this one, some number. I will save this number in some variable. So my variable is called as maybe past time. Just I put give some number. Are you here? Are you listening? Yeah. Okay. So I created a variable in PHP. Always the variable is created with the dollar sign. And I say current time minus 90-day back time. And then I will put some BR. BR tag is just to give the new line. I will convert this time to some proper date to see what is the date before 90 days. So I will say echo date and I will put R some value, some parameter. Don't worry about what is R means. And I will pass this past time. I just want to show you what is the date 90-day before. Don't worry about the syntax of it. So I first calculated the time which is 90-day before. And then I'm putting this in format so that we can understand whether this is correctly 90-day before or I am dreaming. I am just, it's the wrong thing. So I just want to test whether it's really 90-day before or not. So I will refresh the page. So current is 4th July. So it will be 4th June, 4th May and 4th April. So it is correctly going 90 days before. Can you see this?
Yeah.
So that means this calculation is correct. It is checking 90 days before. Now, if someone is logged in before this time, that means it will be less than this time. If someone logs in before this time, so let's see, this is the greater than this, this is the greater than this, this is the greater than this, because we logged in couple of days back only. But if someone is logged in before 4th April, that means that user is not logged in for 3 months. So what I will do, I will write one statement. I will say select star from LR users where login date is less than what? This date. That means whoever is logged in before this date. But in PHP it will come dynamically. Here I am putting hard code value to show you how the query will look like. So I am saying select star from LR users means choose all the users where login date is less than this date. And I have to send the cron to these all people. Is it correct?
Yeah.
Do I need to check only this condition? Okay, let's try to first see how it looks. If I run, I'm not getting any results. Why I'm not getting any results?
There's no one that's.
There is no one who logged in 3 months back. So let's try to manipulate the data. I will put, let's say I will put many, which is before this date. Maybe I can say 13. And I will copy and I will, in the carry, I will also say 12, for example. That means I am making all logged in before 4th April. And I'm making Kate as 11. So I changed the manipulated the login date. And I will save it. Okay. Now if I run this, Now if I run this, I will get all to be present. That means all are logged in before 4th April. Is this part clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got one query where I checked login date is less than 3 months of the time. But this is not only the condition which we should check. We should also check the email flag should be 1, because if I found this result that he has not logged in for 3 months, I will send email to this guy. Once I will send email to this guy, I will change the email flag to 1. I will change the email flag to 1. If I took this condition only, every day the email will go to that user. I don't want to send email to that user every day. I want to send that email only once. So whenever I found this is less than 3 months, I will send email to this guy and I will change the flag to 1. And if flag is 1, I don't need to check this again, because email is already sent to that guy. I don't need to send it if I want to send it email again to that guy or not. Are you getting me this point?
Yes.
Again, I will ask, is login date only sufficient for this cron, or we need to check other flag also?
We need to check the email flag also,
Why we want to check email flag?
that it's a 1.
Yeah, if it is 1, that means we have already sent email to that guy that you should log in. And if uh, since we have already sent the email to that guy, we don't need again to send email next day, because this cron will run every hour or every day, once in a day, depend on what I want. So if I don't check this flag, it will send email every day to that guy, which I don't want. I want this email to go only once, that you are not logged in for 3 months, please log in. So I want to put one more condition. To put more condition, I will use and in the and I will say email flag 1 is equal to 0. That means email flag should be equal to 0. Whether these two conditions are sufficient or no.
But if the user haven't logged in, how can you get the login date?
Yes. If user has not logged in, you are saying not a single time. You are saying user has not logged in for a single time.
Let's say a user haven't logged in for 3 months, over 3 months,
Right.
and she's gone, like the person is gone and
Right.
never logged in. How can you check the currently where
Yeah.
the login date after where?
So user has logged in 3 months back at least, or no?
Login date should be today's date.
If login date is today's date, that means she has logged in today.
Oh.
Can you put your question in the chat? Maybe I'm not understanding your question. Okay, I will explain again. This is the past 3 month date. I have to check all the users who have not logged in for 3 months. That means I will check login date should be less than past 90 days. This is the past 90 day, and login date should be before past 90 day. That means this condition is satisfied. All these 3 users have not logged in for 3 months. So I get all the results, and also I check email flag equal to 0, because once I found this, I will send the email to this guy and I will make the email flag 1. If I don't put email flag equal to 0, that means every day the email will go to that user, all the 3 user, and their user will be very angry if they are alive. They will say every day I'm getting the email. So I will check if he has logged in before 3 months, and if email flag is 0. Now
Okay.
tell me again, what is your question?
No question right now.
Okay.
No question. Yeah. Understand.
Okay. So we need to put these two conditions in the cron. First aim is to get these three conditions in the cron. So I will open the cron 1. Remember one thing, in the cron we don't have any session variable. Cron does not have any session variable. So I will write down here, cron does not have any session variable. So never put any session variable in the cron. You will not get session variable in the cron. And this is my query for the cron 1. Is this query clear, or you have some doubt to understanding this query?
Clear.
Clear.
So first we will write this query and see who are the users to whom we should send the email. So I will go to the cron 1. I am on the design view. Since I want to select, whenever you want a select query, you should always call record set. You will use the record set. And you will put here rs something, anything you put, record, whatever name you want to give, say connection, and choose the table. Table is LR users. Now what is the first parameter? It is saying login date should be less than something. That means I should choose the login date. I will choose a login date, and I want to put some value. This is the value. Okay. I want to put some value in it. So to put some value in it,
Entered value.
you can use entered value. Right now I am putting hard coded this value, and later on I will convert into some PHP variable. Right now I'm putting hard coded value. But since we need another condition also, email flag equal to 0, and here you cannot put two conditions, you can put only one condition. So you have to, after putting this all these things, you have to put in the advanced tab. In the advanced tab we have to add one more condition. So go to the table here, let's say LR users, and which field you want to put in another condition, let's say email flag 1, and click the where clause. And I got email flag 1 here, and I'll say equal to 0. You will see that email flag is prefixed with the table name. This table name is not needed. You can delete it or you can keep it. It's okay. It's optional. So I can delete it right now. Since I have only one table, so I don't need that. I will delete it. So it's saying email flag equal to 0. Now I will test it. I'm not getting any results. Why? Let's check here. Okay, we have some error. And email flag equal to 0.
You need a semicolon?
No, semicolon is not needed. Let's select it. Okay, you have to select it all and then it's okay. I have to select all and then run it. Otherwise, it was not understanding it. Okay, I'm getting here, but here I'm not getting. Login date is less than. It should be less than. Sorry, is the less than this one, and email flag equal to 0, and I will get all the three results. So I created the same query. This same query here in the advanced tab. You can either no need to go to simple. You can directly copy this query and directly you can put it in the advanced tab. No need to go to the simple view and select all the things. So directly I will do it again. I will cancel it. I will click the record set. Instead of going to simple, I will not go to simple. I will only create the name in the simple, rs record. I will choose the connection in the simple and choose a table, then I'll go to advanced, or I can do like this again. I'll go to the record set. I'll directly go to the advanced. I'll choose the name record, rs record. I'll choose the connection, and I will put my query, and I will test it, and it is working fine. So this hard-coded value will be changed into some PHP variable later after couple of minutes. Right now, I just put this query in the advanced tab and I can click OK. But before I click OK, is this part clear till now?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you have any doubt, maybe not today, if you do watch the video and you are not clear, just ask me, email me, or ask next time. I'll click OK. So one record set is created. That is, it will give all the rows who are eligible to receive the email. This is the cron 1. That means this user have not logged in for 3 months. So we have to send email to these users. So let's try to do second step. Now second step is I have to go to the insert one, and I will go to the application object, and I will use the dynamic data, and I will say dynamic table, and I will put all the records. That means show me all the records who are supposed to get the email. I will click OK, and you will get a complete table like structure. Let's try to see it in the Chrome. So I'm getting these 3 users who are eligible to receive the email. Are they eligible to receive email?
Yeah.
Which email? That you have not logged in for 3 months. So please log in 3 days. So I will send the email to each of these 3 people, and then I will change the flag to 111. Is that clear?
Yeah.
And once I change the flag to 111, I will also put the date, on which date I send the email to that user. So this is the second step. We have to put this 111 and we have to update the date. So let's do this. If you see the code view, there is a while loop is there, do and while. We have to write our code inside this do while loop. So I will create one my PHP block, and I will write my code here, where I will send email to them. Now sending the email is done by a mail command. In the mail, I have to say to whom I have to send the email. So we know this is the email which we have to send the email. Comma. After comma, I have to give the subject of the email. So I will say maybe life reminder. Life reminder. I have to construct the subject. What subject you think should go? That is,
Are you alive?
maybe I can say, pardon, what is it?
Are you alive?
Are you alive? He will, yeah, it's good. Let's put it. Are you alive? Yeah. And then third parameter will be message. Message will be, we will write some message kind of thing. Let's write it in double quotes. Maybe I can say, or I can create a message here and then I will put that variable. So I will create a message variable is equal to double quotes, and I will put something in this message, blah, 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 blah. I will put in some time. I will copy this message part and I will put variable here. And last parameter is here to tell who is sending the email. So I'll say from admin, or we can say from administrator. And I have to start with less than sign, greater than sign. And inside the less than greater than sign, I'll put email, that is admin at, let's say, lifereminder.com. And I will put the single quote end, and I will close the bracket, and I will put a semicolon. You remember one thing, from the local, you won't be able to send the email.
Okay.
You have to just think that email is going, but you won't be able to send the email from the local. But when I will put this code on the server, you will see email is going from the server. But if you run this code in the local, you will get some error. Let's see what error we are getting. It will display some error. Okay, it's taking time, but I'll tell you it will, yeah, see, it's giving some error. Okay, so don't worry about this error. On the live site, it will not give that error. And to avoid this error in the local, just put @ sign before the mail. Once you put @ sign in before the mail, even though error will come, it will not display it. It will be just hidden. So if I put @ before mail, if it is fail to send the email, it will give some, it will not give error. It will go away. Now what I am doing, I am sending mail to all the 3 users, right?
Yeah.
I am sending email to all the 3 users. Though I have to construct this message, which I will do maybe on tomorrow or Wednesday. But after sending the email, what is my next step? What I have to do?
Like?
I have to change the flag. I have to change the flag this to 1, and I have to update the date when I am sending the email. After sending the email to the user, I have to change this, update this email flag and date. Is it right or wrong?
Yes, right.
Right, because I should know I send email to this guy. Right? I should know which date I send the email to. And in this message, I will give some link of my login page. Oh man, please log into our website so that we know that you are alive. So this part we will do tomorrow, that is updating these 2 fields after sending the email. So after email, I will write this code. One code will come here after email. It will update the table with email flag equal to 1, email flag 1 equal to 1, and I will also change the date, what is called email flag 1 date, email flag 1 date. I will change the date to current day, current time. So I will change this using the update statement, which I will write tomorrow, so that when my cron runs, email will be sent to all these 3 users. Is this clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Try to do this cron till what I have done, and rest we will do tomorrow or Wednesday. And then if you are clear of the cron 1, we can write cron 2 on Thursday. But if you are not clear on cron 1, then we will extend the time to Thursday also to understand the whole cron 1. You should understand each and every step how I am doing. It's not required to remember everything. Just see and understand what I am doing. And if you forget, just watch the video and try to repeat the steps. When we will do this multiple times, 10 times, 20 times, then you will remember it by heart. Right now, it's only your job is to understand what I am doing. Here what I am doing, I created the record set. After record set, I displayed the results, looping of the results. After displaying the results using the dynamic table, I am sending the email. How I am sending the email? Using this command. And after sending the email, I am updating the table. That's it. This is the first step you should understand about the cron one. Okay.
Perfect.
I have one question.
Yeah.
Why the number should be 1 4 whatever?
It should
use
not be
today.
1 4. It should
Yeah.
be, yeah, it should be dynamic, which we have to create. Let's say after 2 months, this number will be changed.
Yeah.
After 1 year, this number will be changed. So we have to create a dynamic variable, which I will create on Wednesday.
Okay.
So it will be the dynamic. Let's say after if you log in 2018, it will be based on that day. Got it?
Got it.
So this is not hard coded. Right now I put hard coded, but I will change it.
Okay, I got it.
Okay.